Evening. So today we're going to discuss about functions in C program. Before that, I just want to show some program. So earlier we have seen like addition of two numbers. Like mm, I think I'm not sharing my screen. Let me share my screen. Okay. So earlier we have seen some programs like where we have like addition of two numbers. Now here I am printing to some of the two numbers. So it is printing. So now I want to do some of other two numbers also. Like then what I have to do is like I have to repeat these two again here, like number 3 and 4 I have to do again. I have to write the whole logic again. So I have to write the whole logic again. So it's like repetitive work. So is there any way in programming language where we can minimize this repetitive work? Like here I am defining two variables and I am doing a mathematical operation here using assignment, using a plus operator, arithmetic operator, and assigning it to some variable, and I'm printing it. So again I want one more sum. I want to do addition of another element. So then again I'm writing like two more variables, declaring two more variables, doing arithmetic operation and adding it to another variable, and I'm printing that right. So is there any way to reduce this repetitive work? So in C language, we can do this by using functions. A function can be defined like this. Because here this program got failed because it is telling it is not able to find these variables. So if you see here num4, I'm not declared anywhere here. So here we have number 1 and number 2. Now I got the sum. So a function is nothing but a set of statements where we can use repetitively. So now we go more theoretically into this one. So basically in C language, a function is a set of statements that when called, it will perform some specific task. So if you see here, so sum of numbers here. So it is doing only one thing. It is taking two numbers as an input and doing addition and returning it. That's it. So usually a function should do only one and only one task. So here it is taking two numbers, doing addition and returning it. So this whatever we are doing here, it's like a repetitive work. Every time I don't need to do like this, like repeat this same kind of work. So I can delegate it to a function. So now whenever this function is called, this will be executed. The control of the execution will go from here to here. It will do this execution and come out of with the result, and the program execution continues. So if you see here, this is called user-defined function because it is a user who is going to create this one and use this one. If you see clearly in this program, we have some more functions also. Functions can be called as method or user-defined functions. So this printf is also a method, sorry, function. In Java, we call it as a method. In C, we call it as a function. So hello. This is also a function, but this function is declared in the stdio.h. So from there, it is already defined and we are using it. So this is called library function, which is already created in the C, and we can directly use those methods, those functions, just adding that library to here. So same like this, we have another library also, which we discussed yesterday, std bool, to use boolean like boolean true and false, and we have another one like math.h, which we use for perform mathematical operations like a square root, floor, and seal. Like this mathematical operations we can perform using math.h. So now we go into the theoretical part of it. As discussed earlier, the function is nothing but it, which performs a group of statements together. This can be used to reduce the code and reuse more of it. Number of lines, if you see this earlier, if I want to do like the same operation multiple times, the number of lines will be like more. Now it is just reduced to 2 lines. I can perform like n number of times the same operation. So I no need to do again and again. The repetitive work is reduced. So now we go into the theoretical part of it one. So in a function, the main syntax, we should have three things mainly. One is today I don't have pen tab, so little bit with mouse I am doing. So it should have function declaration, Definition. The same thing can be depicted like this. A function should have a return type. What exactly it is returning, and name of the function, and the parameters it takes. It can take 0 or n number of parameters. So here if you see, we declared this is the return type. We have return type of integer. It can be char, string, double, or it can be of anything. So that is up to the user who is going to write this particular function. Okay. And we have name of the function. So this is like name of the function. If you see here, sum of numbers like this, every word it starts with caps. Like whenever if you see, we are declaring variables like this, like even number, like this. This we call it as a camel case. Usually everyone will use camel case, and if you see here, if you see, I have written like return type like this. So this we call it as a snake type. So the standard is camel case. Everywhere we will be using camel case notation to declare variables, method names, and functions. Okay, and these are we called as parameters or arguments. And opening and close braces, and the return type. What exactly we are returning? If it is of int, we are returning. It should return same int. If it is of we cannot return it because it is expecting return type should be a char value. If I just define like this now, it should work, but let's see, maybe the online compiler. So basically, whatever data type we are declared here, and the same kind of data type it should return. Else we get issue. The compiler won't understand because it is expecting the return type of int, but if you are returning a different return type, it won't understand. So basically, it will tell I'm not able to understand what you are telling like that. So coming to the function types, Okay, this is not working properly. So we have functions can be divided into mainly two types. One is like a user defined function, which a user defines by himself, or library functions, which comes predefined by the compiler. Okay. Any doubts so far? Okay, now we will discuss one of the like until now we have discussed basics of programming, C programming. So here we have checked operators, booleans, decisions. Now based on all these things, whatever until now we have learned, so we are gonna do one of the exam question, which is like one of the those sections someone asked, like define a quadratic equation and write a algorithm and flowchart for that one. So quadratic equation is we call it as like x square plus vx plus c. So if I have told this in earlier, we might not have not knowing about this one addition operators and how to do this square, and again many things we have, right. So now I think we are good enough to do this question. So now to find roots, the basic condition like this a should be like positive, and we have to find a discriminator value, which we call it as um, d. Take d as a discriminator value, and we have a formula for that one, which is nothing but b square minus 4ac. Based on this discriminator value, we get the roots of this particular quadratic equation. If it is greater than 0, we get two roots. Minus b square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a, and other one is like minus. So we can write it as minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So root 1 and root 2, two roots we get. If it is discriminator value is greater than 0. If it is equal to 0, we get minus b by 2a. Means we will get equal roots. R1 and R2 will become same. If it is less than 0, we will get imaginary roots. So here if you see, based on this condition, we will get three kind of answers. And we have to calculate this in our program to get the results. Okay. Now let's write an algorithm for this one. So we start. We have to read. We have this one. Let we have x square plus bx plus c. So here, if you see, we have like three elements: a, b, and c. So now let's start. We have to take three elements as an input. Read a, b, and c. So now we have to compute the discriminator value, which is d equal to b square minus 4ac. After discriminator value, if it is greater than 0, we have to calculate roots, which is nothing but we will get r1 and r2, which be plus or minus square root. I will define like this: square root of d by 2. Yeah. I will give proper algorithm again and chat. Okay. After the class is finished, if d equal to 0, we get both r1 and r2 are same. We get r1 equal to r2 equal to minus b by 2a is the root. So any mathematical operations we can convert it into C program. As of now if d is less than 0, I will print roots are imaginary as of now. Then stop. Okay. So here if you see, here we take scanf to read elements in program, and we compute discriminator value by using arithmetic operators. We compute the discriminator value d based on the logic whatever we have, and then we check. Here we are checking d is greater than 0, d equal to 0, or d less than 0. This one we will do with the if conditions. If d greater than 0, then we do some kind of operation. If d equal to 0, then we do some kind of operation. If d less than 0, we do another. Okay. Usually in offices, we use tools to read flowcharts, everything. So this will be like easy going. So for explanation purpose, I am using whatever tools that we use in our office. So because if we write, we have to present those flowcharts, right? This is how it is. The program is working like that. We have to present to multiple people. So that time we cannot write it in paper and everything. So there we use tools to generate the flowchart and present it in the using our PPT. So the basic rule of a flowchart is like it should start with the start and it should have the end. This is the start. And then we should have the arrow mark to go to the next step. Now, if you see here in our algorithm, we have read A, B, and C. So to read elements, we should use this one, parallel diagram. So now both are connected by using So to read input and to present output, we should use this particular diagram. Okay, read A, B, and C. After this, we have mathematical operations. Any mathematical operation or any other operation, if you want to do in C language, if you want to represent any mathematical operations, you should use this rectangle. Okay, now I will do compute discriminator value b square minus 4ac. So b here I will do b into b, which is nothing but b square. Okay, now we have discriminator value. So here I want to do if condition. So whenever we want to do conditional operators, this like to do a decision, we should use the rhombus. So this is to start. This is to take input and present output. And this one is like whenever we are doing some operations, then we should use this rectangle. Whenever we are doing decision based on this value, like I want to decide which flow of program I want to work, then we should use this one. So now we'll check whether t is greater than 0 or not. If it is greater than 0, we have these roots. Okay, means we get we will get two roots, which is d1 or r1 and r2, which is like b square b minus plus minus b plus or minus square root of the function, whichever the mathematical operation we have. As of now, I will put incomplete. R2 we get something. Now if d is here, I will can mention as true. If it is true, so if it is d is less than 0, if it is greater than 0, it will go here. If it is false, now what else we have here? Whether equal to 0 or less than 0. So this one I can directly check with d equal to 0. If d equal to 0, let me put in a different way. Okay. Is d equal to 0. So if d equal to 0 means we will get both same rows. Then we have to compute. If d equal to 0, r1 and r2 we will get same rows. Okay. If d is less than 0, we get imaginary roots. So here I'm just printing. So whenever I am out, it is output actually. So output, we should not use this one, right? We should use input on output should be this one. So now I'm using the connector for all these one to end it. Okay. This one and this one. In flowchart, lines should not cross each one. Okay. So after this termination point, I'm just ending it. This is the start and end symbol. So this is how the flowchart will looks like for a quadratic equation. I will send the complete flowchart with proper diagrams, converting this proper formulas and everything. So now let's go and implement program for it. So use math.h here. Float why I'm taking because sometimes we get decimal points, which is like real numbers also. So that's why I'm taking float as a variable data type. So I'm not initializing, I'm giving it a dynamic. So to take values dynamically, we have to use scanf. So now I have A, B, and C values. So always write comments, by that it will be more appealing. Now we have to find the discriminator value. B square. We don't have B square like this. We have to do B square means B into B. We have to do multiplication. B square minus 4AC. So directly I cannot give 4AC like this. So C doesn't understand it. So we have to define what in between it is having. Like these are both are multiplied. So we have to do like 4AC means 4 into A into C like this. Then only it will C will get understand. So after this, based on the D value, we will check the roots. If D is greater than 0, we'll get two roots, which is like R1 equal to minus D plus sqrt is a function which is available in math.h, which is nothing but square root. So actually our function is like so sqrt d. Why we have mentioned, because this method is also like minus b plus or minus square root of b square minus 4ac only, right? That's why we are direct, instead of doing one more time, that value we already computed and store it as any discriminator value. So that's why we are doing square root of d here. So now we got root 1 and root 2. If discriminator value is greater than 0. Today my laptop, I'm not using the existing old laptop whichever I am used to. This is some new laptop. Little bit confusing keys. So directly it will print the roots. We have three conditions. If d equal to 0 also, we have to check. If if discriminator value is equal to 0, we get both R1 and R2 are same. So directly I can define roots equal to R R1 equal to R2 equal to minus B divided by into A. Now we have the final condition. So as of now, I'm printing roots are imaginary. Let's execute this one. Yeah, let me make it as wide. If you see, it is taking and printing it. Someone has put doubt. What is your doubt here? Here. So actually, we can assign like this also. R1 and R2 directly we can assign like this. That is one way of assignment. Or I can do, because it is repetitive, I have done like this. I can do like this also. A variable can be assigned multiple different types times. Okay, here it's already defined. Again, I'm defining. It's not again. I don't need to do in int, because R1 and R2 is already defined here by using float. I'm converting it to integer. It's not allowed. Okay. So same way we can from Monday onwards we will do multiple programs. By that time I think my laptop will be good. Uh, Actually my laptop was got locked, whichever I was teaching in office laptop. So that was reboot is happening. Either I have to go to office or I have to use the secondary laptop whichever I am having now right now with me. Okay. So I have shared you a material which is like theoretically it will explain everything regarding the basics of C. So these 2 days from tomorrow and after tomorrow we don't have class. So please go through it completely, read twice or thrice, uh, follow each statement and read it. I will give this online compiler also. We can now we have number of online compilers. So this with more comments, this program and flowchart and algorithm I will send to Venkat. So with more precise comments and everything. Okay. So here also actually we have one more formula to get imaginary roots also. So that also I will share along with that one. And from Monday onwards we will discuss some of the questions and how to answer them. So for 2 days we will do number of programs, and then we will dwell into data structures and algorithms. So we have to know the basics of C to do algorithms and data structures, and whenever is required, like now functions are required at the time of so this same thing again I can convert into function. So in this entire thing we can convert it into function. So I was not returning anything, so I will just do void. I will tell print roots, have the statements with available with me. So I should have the parameters. So here it need D. All these parameters are required. So I will define like this: float A, float B, float C. So these R1 and R2 are local variables. We don't need to define into the parameters. We need these to be available. These are like user input values. So these remaining values are like local variables, which can be defined in the function itself. NaN will come whenever it has like undefined value. Okay, I will check this one and I will tell to you. This one, this question also I will explain from Monday. Okay, because this one laptop is little bit tricky. Not only this, we will do some other programs also from Monday. This is nothing but it is like it is sum of n natural number, or we have to derive one mathematical function from this one. It is in a arithmetic progression or a geometric progression. That progressions will have, right. So for that we have to derive a mathematical equation and convert it into C program. Same like how we did for the quadratic equation. But do me a favor. These 2 days, you just go through the like the material whichever I have shared for basics of C. That is actually for meant for one of the lecturers of the M.C.A only. I have downloaded it. So it is like instead of writing multiple lines of explanation, we can have some precise information at the time of examination. And if we cover more with programs, that will be like looking that is more than enough. We can add more information also based, because we have very limited time. We want to know the concepts in less time, so that's why I gave that material. It is very less number of pages or only. We can complete it in 1 or 2 sittings itself. Okay, please complete the material. I will send this flowchart and program for you through Venkat. Any other doubts? And some of the C concepts we will learn by doing in one of the, like I didn't cover the break and continue also. In loops we can use, like in any point of time I can use break to exit from this one. So now here I can write, if I write a break here, it won't go inside because it is not return, it is expecting me to return something. Okay, so this break statements we should define either in if condition, either in switch condition or in loop. Apart from that we cannot give, but I think in Java we can give some other cases. So those are like some of the basic concepts of C we will learn by doing by one of the many programs that which I was telling from Monday. So before doing that, you be thorough whatever the topics that covered in the material, complete them, read them like twice, and then from Monday onwards we will do multiple programs, and we will cover examination topics also, like how, like this quadratic equation is one of the I think it came in one of the questions, one of the examinations. Okay, you go through the document also, and I will send this flowchart, and for everything we will write algorithm and flowchart also. I will share this one also. This is free. We can use. Yeah, here we have if else conditions, right? So, So the same condition, the if else if condition, we can convert into switch also. So like it will take discriminator value. So whatever we have written in if else if and switch, both are like interchangeably we can do. So now here we have if else if and else. So for this, this can be converted in switch like this. So we have discriminator value d, which is input parameter, and we have a case when d greater than 0. No, I think here we want to check the condition, but case we can check is like matching one only. But let's try. Programming is all like trial and error only. We try once. If it didn't work, again we do something. Again we try. Most case we will find out that it doesn't work. That's it. See, we cannot give conditions in a case statement. So directly it should give be like this. Either it should be 0, 1 like this. So this integer and here also integer. Here if I give d less than 0, d greater than 0, it will be converted into Boolean value. So here this is not cases is based on the same data type. This cannot possible actually. Okay. Okay, then we'll see on Monday with more problems. But you have to read the document whichever I sent or any other document whichever you feel better. Okay. Okay, then let's meet on Monday. Bye.